What is up, everybody? It's Animac here for AnimeUproar, and today we will be talking about all the latest events in the 7 Deadly Sins story, including Ban's new power-up, the Sacred Treasure Courechouse, which we have now finally seen in action. I am going to explain how Ban's Sacred Treasure affects his overall strength and power, and how the unique abilities of his Sacred Treasure might impact the rest of the story. Let's get into it. If you enjoyed the 7 Deadly Sins content on this channel, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. You can also follow us on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest news and updates. Finally, this video will be discussing the latest in the 7 Deadly Sins story, so manga spoilers will be included. Please proceed with caution, you have been warned. Chapter 316 begins with information about the Lord's Grace Indura, the giant Lovecraftian Indura that the Demon King has summoned from the demon realm and that all the Sins, aside from Meliodas, are currently fighting. The cover page for this chapter reveals that the Lord's Grace Indura is a form taken by a member of the 10 Commandments after this member sacrificed 6 of their 7 demon hearts. We also learned that this Indura is the most powerful of its kind, and it has the highest combat class out of all the legendary Indura beasts. Now it makes sense why this particular Indura was summoned by the Demon King, although now I am wondering which former member of the 10 Commandments became this Indura. The former members of the 10 Commandments that we know of who could potentially have become this Indura are Kalmadios, Eranak, and Zeno. Eranak and Zeno are said to be dead. So if that's true, and unless there are more former members that we still don't know about, the most likely candidate for the Indura is Kalmadios. Kalmadios had fought as the piety of the 10 Commandments in the Holy War from 3,000 years ago, but he was defeated by Droll and Gloxinia with the help of Meliodas. We don't know when exactly Kalmadios stopped being a commandment, but it is possible that he stopped because he transformed into an Indura. I am very curious to find out whether Kalmadios or some other former member of the Commandments became the Lord's Grace Indura, and I would love to know under what circumstances this happened. What drove this high-ranked demon to willingly turn into a monster? As chapter 316 unfolds, King, Merlin, Gother, and Diane are being overwhelmed by the Indura and its thousands upon thousands of deadly spawn. The main problem that the Sins are running into while fighting this Indura is that its spawn are spreading everywhere extremely rapidly, so the Sins cannot destroy them in a single focused attack. But if they try to use an attack that is wide-ranging in its destructive power, they could do serious damage to the surrounding area, which would include harming innocent civilians. This is where Ban comes in with his Sacred Treasure Courechouse. We finally learned some important things about Courechouse, including the fact that this is the sacred treasure that is most capable of free and erratic attacks. Because of its versatility, Ban is able to use his sacred treasure to unleash a barrage of extremely fast blows that are also highly focused and very accurate. Courechouse has an ability called Super Concentration, and this ability raises the already fast and long-ranging attacks of the sacred treasure to the highest level of accuracy. Using Courechouse, Ban is able to destroy the vast majority of the spawn incredibly quickly and before they can do lasting damage to the surrounding area by using his special attack called Assault Hunt. Ban is able to destroy thousands of spawn in a matter of moments, but one of the spawn manages to get away in the direction of Leonis. I will talk about how strong Ban is with his Sacred Treasure and how much of a power-up the Sacred Treasure gives him in a little bit, but first let's discuss what else happens in the chapter. The Sins begin to use teamwork in order to battle the Indura, including the use of their special attacks like Diane's Ground Gladius, Gother's Blackout Arrow, Merlin's Shock Stinger, King's Spear of Judgment, and of course Ban's Assault Hunt. The Sins definitely appear to have the upper hand on the Indura for the time being, but then the chapter shifts focus to Leonis, where one of the spawn of the Indura is approaching the capital. Gilthunder, Hauser, Griamore, and the other Holy Knights are doing their best to defeat the monster using teamwork, but it is no use as the spawn is simply too strong. Poor Gilthunder, Hauser, and Griamore. I really like them as characters, especially my boy Hauser, but their strength has been so drastically overshadowed by the Sins of the Demon King in these last few arcs that they are just completely useless at this point. They might as well just call it a day and get Gilthunder's chair to take out the Indura spawn. seriously. Anyway, the Spawn is about to kill Gilthunder, but Escanor in his weak, sunshine-less form steps up in the last moment and blocks the Spawn's attack with his shield. However, the shield itself isn't strong enough to stop the attack. The attack goes through the shield, and Escanor still ends up being injured in the process. The Holy Knights are grateful to Escanor for his help, but they're also worried about his injury, especially since they know that Escanor no longer has possession of Sunshine. Escanor tells them that he doesn't have much time left anyway, so because the young knights have a bright and shining future ahead of them, it is Escanor's job as an old soldier to protect them. This is yet more foreshadowing that Escanor may be about to die, and we've had a few such foreshadowing moments in previous chapters. Let me know what you guys think about this. Is Escanor really dying? Or is Mael going to save him by returning Sunshine to him in the nick of time? Personally, I think that all of this foreshadowing about Escanor dying is just another troll by Nakaba Suzuki. He is already famous for this type of misdirection, just remember all those so-called epilogue chapters. So I think that Escanor will end up surviving, probably because Mael is going to return the power of Sunshine to him, and this power will keep him alive. Feel free to let me know what you guys think down in the comments. Do you agree or disagree? Now, let's talk about Ban and how strong he really is now that he finally has his sacred treasure. We know that Ban is no longer immortal, and we know that he possesses the ability to use Snatch, which allows him to snatch things from the enemy, including physical objects like body parts and organs, and non-physical things like strength and stamina. While using Snatch, Ban gets stronger and faster while his opponents get weaker and slower, and this is obviously an extremely useful ability. But we know that earlier on in the story, Ban's body was limited in terms of how much power it could absorb, and in terms of how long Ban could keep the power before he starts feeling negative side effects, such as his body feeling tired and heavy. This was a clear limitation for Ban earlier on, and we definitely saw this during the battle against Galland. Nevertheless, after spending such a long time in Purgatory, Ban's body evolved. The harsh climate of Purgatory kept destroying Ban's body over and over again, but because he was immortal at the time, his body kept regenerating until he built up a huge amount of resistance and tolerance, making his body extremely strong and durable even after he stopped being immortal. By the time he left Purgatory, Ban's body adapted and evolved, and he was no longer negatively affected by the harsh conditions of Purgatory, which means that his body evolved beyond anything he could have imagined before. Also in Purgatory, Ban learns to counter the Demon King's special ability known as the Ruler, by learning to give the Demon King some of his own strength instead of trying to steal the Demon King's strength. Because of the Ruler's ability to reverse the effects of an attack, giving the Demon King strength instead of trying to take his away actually makes the Demon King weaker, so he was forced to turn off the ability altogether. After he emerged from Purgatory, Ban was of course involved in the epic battle against Demon King Meliodas. During this battle, we saw that Ban definitely put up a valiant fight. But even though in the end the Demon King was defeated, it is important to remember that on his own, Ban was not strong enough to defeat the Demon King, not even after spending all that time in Purgatory. Ban did get the upper hand against Demon King Meliodas at times, but this was mostly when Meliodas was able to gain the upper hand against the Demon King on the inside. Ban was fighting the Demon King on the outside while Meliodas was fighting him on the inside, so it wasn't just a one-on-one battle between Ban and the Demon King. Whenever the Demon King had the upper hand against Meliodas on the inside, the Demon King proceeded to gain the upper hand against Ban on the outside as well. In the end, Ban definitely played a crucial role in defeating the Demon King, but he needed the help of Meliodas on the inside and the other Sins, Zeldris, and even Hawk on the outside in order to finally defeat him. They all had to work together. It was definitely not a one-on-one battle. So even though Ban is now extremely powerful, and I think that he is easily the strongest Sin at the moment after Meliodas of course, I believe that he still isn't at the level of the Demon King. Meliodas is definitely Demon King level. Even the Demon King himself acknowledges that Meliodas is on the level of a Demon King now. But Ban is not quite there yet. With that said, how much of a power-up will Ban receive because of finally retrieving his sacred treasure? Clearly his sacred treasure is perfectly suited for an enemy like the Lord's Grace Indura. Using his sacred treasure, Ban is able to quickly deliver a barrage of accurate blows, and this does an extremely effective job of destroying the thousands of Indura spawn in a very short period of time. So this ability is clearly very useful, and the sacred treasure will enhance Ban's already impressive skills in battle. But this alone won't make him rise to the level of the Demon King's power, at least not yet. If it turns out that Courechouse has additional special powers that are good for taking on a single extremely powerful opponent like the Demon King, rather than a swarm of weaker but more numerous opponents like the Endura Spawn, then it is possible that his Sacred Treasure will make him more effective in fighting even someone like the Demon King. I am obviously really glad that we finally got to see Courechouse in action, and I am certain that this Sacred Treasure will give Ban a significant boost. Although I think that from what we know so far, he will stop short of rising to the Demon King's level for now. We will have to wait and see what other special abilities Ban's Sacred Treasure might actually have. But if Courechouse can amplify Ban's ability to transfer his own energy into others, then he could potentially use his own strength to help boost Meliodas' power just enough to take out the Demon King once and for all. Alternatively, if Demon King Zeldris decides to use his ability The Ruler at any point in the future and Ban decides to give the Demon King a huge influx of energy in that very moment, that energy could actually strike a really important blow against the Demon King because of the Ruler's ability, which reverses the effects of attacks. I can't wait to see how these two epic battles pan out. The battle against the Endura and the battle between Demon King Zeldris and Meliodas and Elizabeth. I am also very curious to see what will ultimately happen to Escanor. Right now it doesn't look too good for him, but I have faith that Mael will show up and save Escanor's life. Most likely by allowing Escanor to take possession of Sunshine once again. Let me know what you guys think. What do you think of Ban's Sacred Treasure, and how much of a power-up do you think the Sacred Treasure will give him? Also, do you believe that Courechouse has any additional special abilities other than what we've seen so far? Let me know down in the comments, I always love hearing from you. If you enjoyed this video and you want to see more, you can leave a like to let me know. And if you're new to AnimeUproar, don't forget to subscribe and hit that notification bell. Be sure to check us out on Twitter and Instagram at AnimeUproar for all the latest 7 Deadly Sins news and updates. Also, don't forget to check out our brand new Ban, Love the Pain, and Escanor All Hail the One shirts on AnimeUproar.com. A huge thank you to all of our AnimeUproar patrons for supporting our work. I want to give a special thank you to our Pro Hero tier patrons, including the one and only Gilgamesh, Chubbs is the Man, Nothing But a Fan, and Jason Wilson. And another huge thank you to our The One tier patrons, the ones who stand above all other clans, including Baby Ray, Ace, Ingrata, Alolanata, Maddie Mac, and Michael Calderon. If you guys feel that our content provides value for you and you want to support more, be sure to check out our Patreon link in the description. Even donating a single dollar will give you access to our AnimeUproar patron exclusive Discord, and your name will appear in our videos along with these amazing people. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, I really appreciate it. And until next time, see ya, Space Cowboys.